Okay, so today we are going over long document basics, and the first thing that we're going to cover is what is a master page. And I've opened up my Pages panel from the right-hand side of my screen. I'm in my extended typography workspace, and you guys should probably be working in your extended typography workspace to give you most of these panels on the right-hand side. But I am going to be looking at I'm looking at my pages now, and I see that I have 4 pages in this document, and that my master pages look to be blank. I have 2 master pages. I have the none primordial master page that my A master is created from. My A master is currently applied to each one of the pages that I have, but there's nothing on it. So the things that you add to a master page are elements that you want to appear on every page, such as a background image or a logo or numbering. So to create a background image for my pages that the A master are applied to, then all I have to do is go double click on the A master page, and now I can see that I'm on something that's blank, which is my A master. And so I'm going to create a background color for this by taking my frame, my rectangular frame, and dragging it down out to my bleed marks. And then I'm just going to pick a color from my RGB color picker by double clicking in my fill chip and then selecting something light blue. That looks good. And I'm going to add that to my swatches so I can use it later, and then say okay. So you can see that immediately my light blue color was added to all of my pages. So if I would like the background color or the background image to change for different pages, I need to make a different master. So what I can do is come up to the panel menu for my Pages panel, and I can create a new master. So I'm going to do that, create a new master, and I'm going to have this be Master B, and it's not based on anything, which is what I want. And I'm going to say okay, and I get a blank screen. And what I'm looking to do is either, like I said, put a background image down, but in this case, I'm just going to draw out another rectangle, and I'm going to pick a different color for Master B. And let's make that a light green. I'm going to add that to my swatches so I can use it later, and say okay. So now I have an A master that has a light blue background and a B master that has a light green background. And right now my pages all have the A master attached to them. So if I wanted to apply my B master to any of these pages, all I have to do is click and drag and drop. And then if I go back and double click on the pages, I can see that that master page has changed. Okay, so the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add numbers to my master pages. And I actually don't want numbers on my first page. So I'm going to go add my numbering to my B master. So I'm going to double click on this, and I'm going to add numbers. You're actually adding a type element. So the first thing I have to do is draw out a little home for my numbers. And once I have a home with going into my type tool now, I'm going to make sure I've clicked down in here, and then I'm going to my type drop down menu, and what I'm adding is a special character that is a marker that is the current page number. Now this is just a variable that gets added, and it is B, and because it's on my B master. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to format this text a little bit. I think I'll change this over to Arial, and I will put it in, I will center it, and then I will take this text box itself and I will go up to my object drop-down menu where I'm going to go to my text frame options, and I'm going to vertically align this in the center. And when I click that, now I have this little box with the placeholder for my numbers in it. And let's squeeze that up a little bit. And then I'm going to put this down at the bottom in the center of the page because that's where I want my page numbers to appear. And now if I go back and look at my Master applied pages, I have a place, or I have a number showing up where my number placeholder was. So let's go back out to the main page. Okay, so if I wanted to override any of these elements, if you start clicking on, whoops, excuse me, I just clicked on my text, so I was able to move it out of the way. But if you look, I can't click on the background. And if I go down to my Master pages, I can't click on that number and move it. If I needed to override something on one of these pages for whatever reason, how I would do that is I would come over to my Pages panel, click on the page where I wanted that element to be overridden, and then right-click and override all master page items. Once I click that, everything on the page that is a master page item could be moved or removed. But we're not going to do that. I'm going to come back to the original page, and we'll move on to the second section.